Hello and greetings to all my fellow employees at the Spring Hill Public Library. I'm creating another tutorial for you, and this one is about Microsoft Access, specifically how to create and run queries using SQL. So, by the end of this tutorial, you should be able to know how to create an SQL query using basic commands, as well as numerical and text criteria, comparison operators, and compound criteria. You should know how to sort the results of your query, and you should know how to use the update and the delete functions. So, let's get started. So, to start off, I've just brought up some data I have from a different project. I have three tables: the author table, which contains author ID, first name, last name, nationality, and gender. The book table, which includes book code, title, author ID, whether it's a paperback or not, its condition of used or new, its category, the year it was published, the number of units on hand, the price, and the publisher ID. And then we have the publisher table, which includes publisher ID, the name of the publisher, the contact person, and the telephone number. So the first thing we want to do is set up our query, and to do that you want to go to the Create tab and over here to the Query Design. And click on that, and this little menu will pop up, but you just want to close out of that without interacting with it. So with this, you now want to go up to the View and switch it from Design View, which will automatically pop up, into SQL View. So this is the SQL View pane, and as you see, it starts out with select, and select is one of the basic SQL commands. Select is used use it to select the list of fields that you want to include in your query. There's also the from command, which allows you to select the table you want to draw the fields for the select clause from. And there's also the where command, which allows you to input criteria to narrow down the results. So just for a simple example, let's say I want to find out the first names of all these authors. You would go to select, and you would use square bracket and put in first name. Then you would go down and you would enter the from command, and because it is from the author table, you would do square bracket again and put in author and square bracket. And the semicolon is there just to let you know where the whole code ends. So then you want to go to Design, and you want to go over here to Run, and this will perform your query. So you hit Run, and there you go. It will come up as a table displaying, in this case, the first names. So next I want to talk to you about the where function. Where is used to narrow your results by selecting criteria for them to meet. So let's create a query. So here we're back to the query in SQL view. We have select, and we'll say we want to select title, and we'll say we want to find all the books in the database that have a category of, say, cooking. So we do a select title from the table, which is book. And now, oops, capitalize those. Where, our where function, the category, equals, and when you're putting in the text criteria, you want to use a single quotation mark like that, and cooking and end with a single quotation mark. Put in your semicolon to signify the end. Go back to design and click run. And here we have all of the books in the database about cooking. So great recipes of the South, Mommy's Kitchen, and great regional recipes and foods. So that's how you would use it to search with text-based criteria. Let's go back to SQL view. But if you want to use numeric, you can also do that. So let's say we want to find every book printed in the year, say, 1986. So we can just modify this. We would select title from book, where we can delete this, put in the year, equals, and when you enter numeric data, you don't need the quotation marks at all. So we put in the year 1986, go to design, select run, and we have one book in the database that was published in the year 1986. With numeric data, you can also use comparison operators of equal, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, or not equal to. So, let's say I wanted to find all the books printed after the year 2000, but including the year 2000. We can do this, where the year is greater than or equal to 2000. You can hit run, and here we have all the books printed from 2000 to present. So the comparison operators are a good way of selecting data from a large range of numbers. So let's say you wanted to find books of a certain price, say between $10 and $20. We could do that. So we can see the price is listed as price. So we can say where the price is greater than or equal to 10, but less than or equal to 20. So we can run that. And here we have all the books between $10 and $20. So that gives you a good range of being able to narrow your results. So next, I want to talk to you about compound criteria. Compound criteria are basically strings of simple criteria linked together using the Boolean operators and, or, and not. So and will make it so that the items turned up by your query meet all of the criteria that you've selected, or they will only have to meet one of the criteria you selected, and with not, the criteria that meet the not will be discarded. So let's say you want to use and let's say that we want to find all the books that are used and the category is music. So select the title from book, where the book type equals used, and remember, since this is text-based, you want to use the single quotation marks, and the category is music. So we select run, and it turns out that we have one book in this database that is used and is in the category of music. So next, let's say we want to use or. So for this example, let's say we want to find all the books that are used or under $10. So we're looking for, you know, a cheap book. So we can go here, select title from the book where the book type equals used. That's fine. And we'll want to change this to or, and we'll change this from category to price, and we want less than or equal to, and because this is numerical we don't need the single quotation marks, less than or equal to 10. We'll run, and there it is. We have a list of books where the book type is used or the price is less than 10. So that is how you use, you can create strings of simple criteria to help you narrow down your search. So, next thing I want to talk about is sorting. So in all of the queries we've done so far, we've just looked at the order of the results as the computer coughed them up for us. But what if we want to order them in a way that we want to select? So to do that, we would use the order by command. So we go to our query, and let's say we want to find the title of the books and the price where the books are used, but we want them sorted by their price. So we would enter the order by command, and we would put in price. We would run, and here, as you can see, the books are all used, and they are ordered from cheapest to most expensive. You can also order them in a descending order, and that is simple enough. We go back to SQL view, you go to the order by line, and after it you enter DESC, which stands for descending. You run it, and as you can see now, the highest price is at the top and the lowest price is at the bottom. So you could do this for price, or you could do it with the name, you know, numerical order, any way you want it ordered to meet your needs. So the last thing I want to show you is how to use the update and delete commands. You can update your database records using SQL, and this is important for when you're working with larger databases and you can't just go through by hand and change everything, and it is a good time saver. So to do an update command, first line should be update, and you should enter the name of the table you want to update. So let's say we got a new shipment of books in, and we had a couple more copies of Last Chance Resort come in. So we want to modify the table book, and the next command would be set, and here's where you want to select which criteria you want to select. So let's say we got 5 more copies of Last Chance Resort, so our units on hand would in this case be, since we had 4 and we got 5, would be 9. Next we use our where command, and that would be title equals Last Chance Resort. So once it runs, this should change. So we put in our semicolon to say it ends, and we run it, and it'll come up and say you're about to update 1 row, 2 row, whatever you want, and you can't use the undo command to reverse the changes, so make sure you've put it right. You select yes, and as you can see, it has been updated to 9. So that's a good way of learning how to update your database. The last thing that I want to talk to you about is using the delete command. And it is very similar to the update command in its structure. So instead, for this example, let's say that someone bought our only copy of Hill Country Blues. So we want to update this. So instead of having update, we put in delete from the table book, and we don't need a set because we're just getting rid of it, where the title is Hill Country Blues. And once we do our run, we'll say we're about to delete 1 row, and you can't use the undo command to reverse it. So let's hit yes, and let's look at our table, and Hill Country Blues has been deleted. So that is how you use the update and the delete function. So that is the end of this tutorial. In this tutorial, I have shown you how to create an SQL query using your basic commands, as well as how to use numeric and text criteria, comparison operators, and compound criteria. I have shown you how to sort the results of your query, and I have shown you how to use the update and delete functions to modify your database. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope it has been helpful for you.